Okay, listen, so as you all probably know, there is a game going around right now called Palworld. I know I don't normally cover game stuff, but I feel like there's some pretty serious stuff going on around the game right now that kind of needs to be talked about. It just launched the other day, and it's pretty much just Pokemons with guns, right? It got 15 million downloads since launch, and it beat all previous records of concurrent players currently on Steam. Anyways, most people are loving it, dude, but there is a group in the minority out there. A group that cannot fathom that this game exists, and that's Nintendo fanboys. The reason behind it is because this game looks so similar to Pokemon, obviously, but legally and morally, there is nothing wrong. Designs are changed enough, gameplay is different enough, obviously there are comparisons to be made, but it's not the same game. Now, I myself am a Nintendo fan, but I refuse to stoop down to the levels of baselessly accusing developers of using AI, stealing designs, or sending death threats to devs, all of which have happened in the past couple days. Obviously, don't do any of that. I don't care who you are or what you think about this game, but I think we can all agree that baselessly accusing people and handing out death threats are not good. I also personally dislike the use of AI in media, obviously. I just figured I'd throw it out there so you guys know my stance on it. This all started at the game's release. Heads up to anyone thinking of supporting/playing Palworld who also cares about Gen AI issues. The CEO of that studio is full speed ahead on generative AI, frequently promotes it and tries to push it to use in his studios. Even made a game focusing entirely around it using SD. The most notorious screenshot from this thread that I can find here. Well, certainly that doesn't instill confidence that they made these designs themselves. No wonder most of them look like existing Pokemon. This post was made only a few months after Palworld was announced. These are just like fakemons. People have been creating those since before AI anyway. Something noteworthy is that not a single one of these designs that's shown in this image were even remotely used in the game. There's also nothing wrong with just making fake creatures, because in my opinion, that's what this comes down to. This legit had nothing to do with Palworld. There is no evidence that Palworld had any AI generative stuff. People started to point that out. I think that it's weird people are bringing up these allegations to shame people that are playing it only days before its release. Palworld's first trailer was 2 years ago, and no one raised a fuss about it then, besides the fact that it was Pokemon with guns. People who insist on Palworld having been made by using AI are not just wrong, they're actually harming artists' cause against AI by doing this, just to justify their dislike of the game. The first trailer for Palworld shows many of the creatures and predates proper AI generation. Everyone talking about Palworld and it using AI to make designs, I feel like that's because AI is so prominent now, but people forget this game had a trailer featuring lots of the designs 3 years ago. This game didn't come out of nowhere, and it clearly had work put into it. If they used AI during Palworld, I think that's grounds for Steam to take it down because they didn't disclose. Literally the last thing I'm going to say on this Palworld controversy, then I'll go back to posting my cute rat pics and ball jokes. But I feel like I'm going insane with how many people are blindly believing the misinformation. Please read Steam's TOS. Palworld didn't use AI. The end. Fun fact, just because something is popular gets inspiration from something else popular doesn't mean they are stealing or using AI technology. This goes for Palworld or anything else. This Palworld discourse is the most manufactured thing ever. How have people convinced themselves it's AI generated because of one singular quote from a CEO of the company? Like, yeah, whoopee, big news. The executive of a company is into dumb shit. This is nothing new. For everyone trying to dogpile on Palworld for using AI, it's not. There's zero solid evidence there. Steam legally requires developers to disclose AI use now, by the way. People are just mad that it's doing so well. Even with all that evidence out there, people still want to just put every label they can on this game. So the Palworld controversy has gone from Pokemon ripoff, no one cared, to AI generated, confirmed as a lie, to model ripoffs, legally cleared through an audit. It's kind of funny how bad all the Nintendo fans wanted this to do, but because of the support around this game, everyone has started to just clap back. It's way more fun than Pokemon. Nintendo fanboys seemingly pulled the whole Palworld controversy out of their asses in yet another attempt to slap down perceived threats to the almighty brand. Pokemon fans that only own Nintendo products watching a game blow up that isn't Pokemon as they try to bash on it. I'm sorry. After learning more about the development of Palworld and honestly just the salt and tears it brings to people, I endorse this game now. Haven't you seen how many of the Palworld creations are just rip-off designs? It's evil to play this game. Me just wanting Pokemon with guns. The reason it's so hard to not defend Palworld in some of these areas is because Pokemon fans are so fervently delusional. Like, some of these are so ridiculously different and original. And also, Nintendo doesn't have copyright on the basic idea of the first and third pick that I posted. Because of all the hype around Palworld, Nintendo made the mistake of posting a video advertising the new Pokemon game, Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. For those who don't know, it got a pretty bad reception generally. With this added onto the Palworld hype, it didn't go good. Did you catch that? Explore some hidden details within Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Why would you tweet this right now? Outdone by an indie team because you insist on staying behind. It's just gonna keep happening as long as you keep choosing to act like it's 2002. The whole world is playing Palworld. Is this game from 2003?
Palworld is fire.
Palworld better. Nintendo checking the comment section. Anyways, it was just revealed today that because of the baseless backlash this game has gotten, the devs have now received threats against their lives. Frantically working through all of my DMs and emails, I promise. However, you'll excuse me if I skip over the death threats, threats to my company, and massively outlandish claims. If you are capable of writing like an actual human being though, I'll reply ASAP. Another dev chimes in saying, currently we are receiving slanderous comments against our artists and we are seeing tweets that appear to be death threats. I have received a variety of opinions regarding Palworld, but all productions related to Palworld are supervised by multiple people, including myself, and I am responsible for the production. I would appreciate it if you would refrain from slandering the artists involved in Palworld. This is ridiculous, and honestly, I'm not sure what I expected. In my opinion, this overall will be a good thing for both Palworld and Pokemon. Not the threats, obviously. I mean more in the vein of competition. Because it'll encourage Pokemon to actively improve their product, which is something they haven't done in a while, in my opinion. So it's good that they have some competition now, and Twitter seems to agree. Nintendo and Game Freak having to put effort and finally listen to fans to secure the Pokemon franchise from Palworld.
Failing to capture a boss because you're old epic and funny moments, full of tips and tricks, funny play. Some pals are good for fighting, others for mobility.
Palworld outshining Pokemon is like when SpongeBob drives the Krusty Krab out of business with a burger stand. I really hope the success of Palworld makes Game Freak get their shit together and start creating Pokemon games that aren't just commercial diarrhea or a complete embarrassment. But I will press X to doubt that statement. Nice small studio game you got there. I hope one day it can compare with a major franchise like Palworld. At this point, people have just given up and they've legit made mods of Palworld that are just reskins with Pokemon assets. Palworld already has a Pokemon mod. Nintendo is shaking right now.
Did you know Palworld already has Pokemon? That's right, the first mod pack for Palworld is already out, and it is an overhaul converting everything into Pokemon. Everything from the playable character being Ash, from his friends Brock and Misty, to even all the Pokemon that inhabit the world. And even the first boss fight is Jessie from Team Rocket.
Anyways, I've been following this a lot, and I really just wanted to share it because I think the reaction that some people are having is not okay. Imagine threatening someone's life over a game that's a little too similar to the one you like. Anyways, that's about all. Be sure to have your notifications on in case any other updates come out, and I'll be sure to get that out to you as soon as possible. Anyways, I'm out. Thank you to channel members Buster Live, Muldoon, Lucian, Enemy Girl 19, Phoenix Ace, and AUE.